In some places, like where you and I taught, there were many, many students who did not speak English. So it became somewhat typical. But there are lots of locations around the country where there may be one person in a whole school that doesn't speak English. So for a teacher to have someone in their classroom, it's very, very new to them. The first thing I always tell people is don't be afraid. Remember, this is a little child. We are the teachers in the classroom, and so they're looking up to us. They are excited to be in school, but they still have the same fear that all little kids have when they're separating from parents or maybe being away from home for the first time. So, on top of that, so they have that typical fear that many children have when they come to school for the first time. But on top of that is possibly being able to understand a few words that the teacher is saying or that their classmates are saying, but many, many children are not being able to understand anything at all. I know in the class that I teach, I'll say to my students, what do you think is in my opinion, what do you think is the number one word that a parent makes sure that their children understand before they go to school? And interestingly, most of my students will say, bathroom, and we'll say, yeah, probably. So many children may only come to school with knowing how to say hi, bye, and bathroom. And that might even be between tiers. So we have to remember that we're the adult in the classroom. We're the one with the experience, and they're just a little child. There's nothing to be afraid of. I also would recommend being calm, because the more that we as teachers, and the more that a teacher would get nervous or upset, or possibly resort to what some people do is to speak louder to the child, that is very scary, and it increases the fear, I think, in the child. So being calm and just looking at them as a little child, just like any other little child.